Hey, how you doing, bro? You know, I just want to say, Biggs, I was watching your video earlier, you were giving some details and you did some research on we, the so-called black people, and I appreciate that. And this the time for us all, black people, like everywhere, the so-called black people, Negro, whatever they call us, everywhere to unite, because reality, the ones from here in America and the ones from the West Africa do not get along either. And all this need to come to an end, because at the end we are from the same bloodline. We are Jacob. You are going through history about slavery and black people from West Africa. Yes, the black people from West Africa, if you go into research, they are not African. They came into West Africa 70 AD, set up the empire of Timbuktu. Timbuktu fell, turned to the Sangola Empire, and then the Ghanaian Empire. But these are all our people. And after that fell, we had the so-called Arab, Ishmael. They came in with the Khazarian, or the Edomite, so-called white man, start selling our people into slavery. And the Hamitic black race also helped sell our people into slavery from the coast of West Africa. And that lot of people is ignorant to that, do not have the research, do not even know where they're from, especially the ones in Africa on the West Coast. They surely think they are African, and they are not. And so does the one in America here. They call themselves everything, call themselves two continent, African American and all of that, but still don't know the heritage. And they can only date back to the heritage, right back to the slave ship, but cannot go beyond the slave ship. If you talk about most of the country in West Africa, like for example Sierra Leone, Liberia came into existence from the same free black slave who went back to Africa. And that happened in the 18th century. The early 18th century, when the slavery rebellion happened in Santo Domingo, the white, the Edomite, they came up with an organization called the American Colonization Society. We decided to free the black slave. And the first ship that landed into West Africa was the Mayflower. They landed into Sheber Island, which were in Sierra Leone. Our people landed there. They died from malaria and other things, and then they moved farther onto the West Coast, which became Liberia. And Liberia was founded in 1847. That's when it got the independence. But if you look at the Liberian history, it was slave from the Caribbean. It was slave from basically South America, the Caribbean, America. They all went back in Liberia, and Liberia became the first free black country in Africa. And because of the result of that, you had other African countries, people from other African countries trying to flow into Liberia just to be free. And if you listen to Liberian English, it's kind of funny because this says so many things in different language and considered as the English, because you have people from everywhere put together to make up that country. And if you listen to the Liberian accent, it's distinct, because if you listen to African accent, the West Coast of Africa, all the people there, the accent, they kind of sound all the same. But if you go to Liberia, they sound different from every one of them, because they all come together and create a different way of talking. But yet, those people, just like the Bible says, they're lost. They don't know their heritage. They don't know where they came from. All they know they're African. And we need to help these people. We all, those who have the information and doing the research and thing, we need to talk to our brothers and sisters, the ones from there, the ones from here. Hey, we need to put a difference aside. We are God chosen people. We know who we are. We are lost. But we trying to find ourselves. The gathering has become, just like the Most High said, it's going to be a gathering. His people are going to gather back. He's going to gather his people back. Like gathering stock. So all my brothers from America, the West Indies, the Caribbean, West Africa, if you listen to most of the West African names, they're all Hebrew names. If you look at the West African culture and start to study the culture, it's all Hebrew culture that still continues and still kind of doing, and they're still unaware about it. They still do sacrifice and thing over there in these places. They still kill animals and thing. But at the end, they are Hebrew brothers and sisters. And I appreciate, you doing this research, because you got Hebrews, Israelites in America here. See a person from Africa, or from the west coast of Africa, don't even want to get along with him, calling him Hamitic. So does the black people from over there, too, fighting, come over here to have a thing against the black race, or their own people who didn't left the slave ship to go back Africa, and have a problem with them. And all of this needs to stop, because we are all Jacob, and the rest of the nation being persecuting us. And we need to pull, yes, like half our people are not going to understand, half of them are not going to believe it, half of them are going to be cut off. But the more this message go out there, the more we turn our people back to the Most High, until His word from the Holy Bible, the King James Version, we can start to get our people back. So I appreciate, I appreciate the information you put out here. A lot of West African people in Nigeria, the Sierra Leone, the Liberia, Cape Verde, Guinea, Ghana, Ivory Coast, they don't know who they are. They don't know where they're from. And they can tell the difference. We Hebrew Israelites that came into Africa, we totally have a different looks, a different. If you look at our faces, our images is different from the Hamitic race. Our skin tone, even though we got a darker skin, but it's different from the Hamitic race skin tone. Our hair texture is different from them. And I always tell people the same thing. It's two kind of black people in Africa, Hamitic and Shemitic black. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's the truth. The Hamitic black helped sold the Shemitic black into slavery. So does the so-called Jewish Khazarian. They all ended Hamitic black souls into slavery. That is a fact, and that is already in history, and we have to be aware of that. We from the so-called west coast of Africa, a lot of people came to slavery. People be like, oh, we got big nose, we got big lips. Our women look different from the women from East Africa. Yes, the women from East Africa, they got more European features in them than us, because we are different from them. We are not Hamitic, we are Shemitic. And like I said, my brother, I thank you, and I hope a lot of this information come out to help educate our people. And I appreciate the video you put out there. Thank you. Sure.